guys, we are back with another song by Eminem. And which one are we doing today?
So today we're starting side B of Music to Be Murdered By.
Okay,
So we're going to do the intro real quick. It's called Alfred.
I
It's a very
figured.
quick skit.
Do
And then the first track is Black Magic featuring Skylar Grey.
I know this?
I don't know. I'm sure you've heard it at least once or so.
It's not ringing a bell.
Yeah. So,
No.
as you know, this is his most recent album. So, like
Yeah. What year?
2020.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So, we will do what we normally do. We'll listen, break it down, all that stuff.
Sounds good. And we are sponsored by Carnivore Snacks, which is, as I always say, my absolute favorite meat snack, one of my favorite snacks to have. It absolutely is delicious. Every single type is delicious. I I prefer the sliders. These are the bison sliders. These are incredible. I love the lamb sliders. Literally all the sliders. They are delicious. It's like eating meat potato chips. It's really great snack if you're looking for like minimal ingredients, nothing with like crazy ingredients involved at all. This is 100% grass-fed bison and Redmond real salt. Grass-fed so important, and they're regeneratively raised, which is great. It's also Joe Rogan's favorite snack. He's like right there. He likes it, and he knows how to keep himself healthy. So definitely, if you haven't tried any of these, you really should give them a try. You can use our coupon code WithSmith for 15% off your first purchase, and the link is in the description below for that. We are also sponsored by SeatGeek, which is one of my favorite websites. Well, it is my favorite website to buy tickets from. You can get tickets for music concerts, to see your favorite bands or people. Like Drake is going to be at Madison Square Garden tonight. You could get comedians, sporting events, literally anything and everything. Luke Combs, Beyonce. They've got everything there. Ooh, Shane Gillis.
Mm.
We still haven't seen him.
Yeah.
We have to see him. But yeah, you can use our coupon code for $20 off your first purchase. It's with Smith. And the link is in the description below. You could just go right into the description, click on the link, and use our code and everything. And follow us on social media channels if you'd like to. I'm starting to post more now that I'm feeling better since being pregnant. If you are new here, I am pregnant, so I might forget what I'm trying to say a couple times because I have like severe pregnancy brain. It's bad. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. And yeah, that's it.
All right. So, as I mentioned, we're starting off with the intro. Track one is called Alfred intro. It's pretty much a continuation of Alfred outro at the end of Music to Be Murdered By side A, I suppose. Again, it's confusing because this is called the side B, but side A isn't called side A because they were released
And it's
separately.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Yes. So this is 17 seconds, just real quick. We'll listen to this.
Thus far, this album has provided musical accompaniment to make your passing pleasant. Our next number is designed to drown out the sound of shovels. Music to be buried by.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yes. So straightforward.
Everyone could always use some burying music.
As we discussed in the previous reactions to side A of this album, that's Alfred Hitchcock. He had an album called Music to Be Murdered By, so Eminem incorporated a lot of that.
So, like, real quick for me, and I guess anyone who doesn't really know, Alfred Hitchcock, he wasn't a musician. He was he made movies.
Movies, TV shows, yeah.
So, what is this CD that he had? Do you even know?
So so years ago, I actually heard some of it. I guess it's just like music and like dark, like spooky sounds and stuff. I'm not sure if there's actual songs or not, or if
Like, did
it's
he
just
compose
I don't know.
them?
I don't know.
Well,
We
if you guys know, let me know because I had always been under the impression that he just did movies.
yeah,
Because he's the Birds, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So
yes.
I didn't know he had such a large breadth of things that he does.
Yeah, he had a TV show too. I remember like
Well, that makes
there was
sense.
like the outline of him at the beginning of it. It was used to be on Nick at Night, and
What?
you just see the shadow of his like side profile, and then you would see him.
What was it called?
I forget the name of it.
I never heard of that.
Yeah. All right. Next up, track number 2 is the first song of the album. It's called Black Magic, and it's featuring Skylar Grey.
And I don't think I know it.
Here we go.
Black magic, night walker.
Yeah.
She haunts me like no other.
Feel like
Nobody told me
I don't know.
love is pain. No.
You know we just met.
Black magic, dark water.
But it's like
surrounds me like no other.
It's like I know you better than
She's
anyone.
got my heart in chains.
We're volatile. I can't call it though. It's like too large a peg and too small a hole. But she cheats and I catch her like the common cold. Last time I broke her collarbone, she's intolerable. All I know is that the sex is phenomenal, though we're an unlikely pair, like two different Nike Airs. But I'm the same size she wears, so I think we're soulmates. Though people don't like us together, but like we care. Yeah, but God strike me dead. She knows that I would walk over hot coals for her with both of my feet bare. As soon as I ask to hit, it's like she grabs a switch and turns me over her knee. My ass is whipped, yeah, and I got her back, but I'm spineless. So when she stabs me in mine, it's like I just can't feel the knife as she pokes, dabs it and slices. 1 minute she'll build me up, the next she'll push me around. Probably why she calls me dumbbell. She lifts me up, then puts me down, but I am under her thumbnail. I must be under her spell. It's like looking right into a gun barrel, but none of these hoes can fuck with my girl. She got that.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm recognizing the chorus, but so there's a chance that maybe I've heard this literally once when it came out, and that's it.
Yeah, so I know we discussed in our previous video, starting with the Revival album, all the albums that came out by Eminem, when they came out, I showed them to you at least once.
Okay, yeah. So that's probably why.
This one, I don't know if I ever showed you side B or not, although you do know songs from here, so I'm
I
guessing.
know we.
Killer's on this.
How does that go?
My killer. Bum bum.
Oh,
Bum
the
bum.
bump bump.
Yeah.
Bump bump.
Yeah, that. What else? Let's
I'm like a
see.
5-year-old. I'm pretty sure like I would call that the bump bump song.
Tone Deaf, Favorite Bitch.
What's tone deaf?
I can't. I'm tone deaf. I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm
you
tone deaf.
play that song
Yeah.
sometimes.
Favorite Bitch with
What's that?
Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh, I know. I like
I know.
him.
You know a few songs.
I like him.
Yeah. Okay. So either way, I don't know if you've heard it or not. But so it sounds similar to their other songs together. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
probably confusing as to whether you know this one or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So the song starts off with Skylar Grey singing the chorus. Black Magic, Night Walker, She Haunts Me Like No Other, Nobody Told Me, Love is Pain. Oh. So it's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing she's singing from like Eminem's perspective.
Yeah, so we discuss this all the time. Is the chorus from Eminem or whatever artist we're listening to perspective, or is it complementary to it? Is it the opposite? Is it
Yeah.
a third person narrating? Do you know what I mean? But yes,
It could be complimentary. I don't know Skylar Grey's orientation.
no, I'm meaning like she could be singing from the perspective of the girl or something. Do you know what I mean? But in this song, like
Well,
you're
she goes, she haunts me like no other.
no, I know that's
So
what
I
I'm
don't know if
saying.
Skylar Grey's singing like from her own experience. Maybe she liked a girl, or if she's singing from Eminem's experience with the girl that Eminem's rapping about.
No, I agree. I was just saying in general, we discuss what perspective
Yeah.
the chorus
Oh,
is from.
okay.
This one,
Yeah.
I do believe it's from Eminem's.
Yeah, it seems like it.
So yeah, the Black Magic Nightwalker. So it's alluding to the fact in general that this girl, whoever it is, has Eminem under a spell, right? He's under a
Hmm.
spell. He's, it's nobody told me love is pain. It's painful. It hurts, but he's still
Under her spell, but a night walker, like
obsessed.
that's not good.
No, of course not. None of it.
So it's
So
bad.
she haunts me like no other. Like it's not really a good thing. You know what I'm
She's
saying?
literally like a ghost,
Yes. And
but like worse. What do you? Sorry. Like a goblin?
Yeah.
What's a nightwalker? Vampire?
Yeah, I guess so. An animal that comes out at night. Well, a creature, whatever it
Yeah.
is. So I guess she repeats that twice.
Yeah.
Then, okay, no. Black magic, dark water,
Dark water.
surrounds me like no other.
Like she's drowning.
She's got my heart in chains.
Okay, so
So,
he feels like captive by her.
yeah, so Eminem, I didn't mention. Eminem was doing ad libs after each
Yeah.
line. He says, yeah, feels like, I don't know. I know we just met. So that's even interesting. It just met, and he's under her spell. And then he says, but it's like I know you better than anyone. So it's a very obsessive, toxic, instant, type of thing.
Mm.
So yeah, black magic, dark water. The dark water is interesting.
Dark water is just scary, you know, like you don't want to be in dark water.
Yeah, you don't
And
know
then it
what's going on.
surrounds them. It's usually a sign of like being in like turmoil
Yeah,
and like, you know, dying also.
yeah.
Or just not being in a good
Or
situation.
at night, right? You can't see your surrounding, whatever it is, whatever reason it's dark, it's not good.
Yeah. So it's just a toxic,
Yeah,
like we already know what we're getting into when we hear that.
yeah. So Eminem comes in. He starts off. He says, "We're volatile. I can't call it though. It's like too large a peg and too small a hole."
So they're explosive, like they're 1 second away from just combusting.
Up and
And
down.
they don't, they're not meant for one another.
Yeah, they don't fit exactly. He says, "But she cheats and I catch her like the common cold. Last time I broke her collarbone. She's intolerable. All I know is the sex is phenomenal, though."
So again, just from going through all of his discography over this whole almost a year, like that's a common theme, whether this is all about Kim or some other new girl, he tends to find himself in identical types of relationships with these songs.
Yeah,
If he is speaking from experience or not, it's just like he sings about the same relationship in all of these types of like bad relationship or breakup songs.
yeah, exactly.
Like whether this be about Kim or maybe it's about someone else, it might as well be about Kim.
Yeah, so he says she cheats and I catch her like the common cold. So the play like you catch a cold, but he catches her, being
Quickly,
unfaithful.
easily.
Yeah.
She doesn't hide it.
And then he's saying, last time I broke her collarbone, but then the next line is she's intolerable, which is very funny. So, he beat her up because she cheated, but it's her fault. She makes me do this to her,
Oh, yeah.
effectively. And then he says, all I know is the sex is phenomenal, though. So that's the push and the pull. It's the bad, but there's this good thing, which is the sex and this.
We all know it's more than that because you could get good sex from anyone
Yeah,
if you really want to, especially if you're a celebrity.
yeah,
Like even speaking from like a non-celebrity,
of course.
you don't all you're just, you know, there's more there
Yeah,
than
there's
just sex.
something
If it
that's
were just sex,
attracted.
you'd go to someone else.
Yeah, exactly. Then he says, we're an unlikely pair, like two different Nike Airs, but I'm the same size she wears. So, oh, I do want to point out. So, yes, I saw you make a face at a few of the lines. This song. There's very what seemingly simplistic rhymes, right? There's nothing like
I made a
crazy
face.
intricate. Yeah, like you like laughed at one of the lines because it was like corny-ish. You know what I
I
mean?
think it was the two different Nike Airs.
I think it was a later
Like, I
line, but it
guess.
could be. So so he introduces a sneaker shoe foot scheme here, right? So an unlikely pair, so like a couple, but then like a pair of
Yeah.
sneakers, and then he literally says like two different Nike Airs.
So like
So
two shoes that don't
yeah,
match.
so they don't exactly they don't go together. But I'm the same size she wears.
I don't know if that's a brag.
So it's interesting. So they're the same size shoe, but they're different, right? So like yeah,
Yeah.
we belong together, but not really because they're not really right. There's something off. And then you hear the ad-libs, Jordans.
Just kind of unrelated, but I wear the same shoe size as my dad.
Yeah,
We share sneakers sometimes.
yeah,
I mean, I
it's
wear
funny.
his, he doesn't wear mine.
Yeah. So then the next line is, so I think we're soulmates though.
It's a good one.
So the sole of the shoe
I
ties
missed
in
that
with the
while
foot scheme.
listening.
And then he says, people don't like us together, but like we care. So they're soulmates, so they don't match, but he believes they're soulmates, right? He's trying to force this relationship.
Yeah.
And other people don't like they could see that it's toxic, assumedly, but they don't care. And then
Other people are like your best determination for whether your relationship is okay or not.
yeah, for sure.
Like other people see everything that you can't.
Yeah. So then he continues, he says, "Yeah, but God strike me dead. She knows that I would walk over hot coals for her with both of my feet bare."
Still kind of going in with the sneakers.
It is
This
the
is now lack of sneakers.
feet and bare. So
Yeah.
God strike me dead. She knows that I would walk over hot coals. So he's saying, God strike me dead if I'm lying about the fact that she knows that I would walk over hot coals for her, right? So like that's how serious I am. Like I really mean that I would do it because I'm willing to do that for her and experience all the pain if it means I get to be with her.
Apparently it's like easier than we think it is
Yeah,
if you do it right.
for sure. All right.
But like I get the meaning.
Yes, and then it continues. But as soon as I ask to hit, it's like she grabs a switch and turns me over her knee because my ass is whipped. Yeah.
So as soon as he wants to have sex with her, she turns into a different person and just I'm assuming like berates him.
So the hit's obviously a double entendre, like
Uh-huh.
hitting of having sex, which
Yeah.
is where the actual sexual term comes from, is, hitting. But then he says like she grabs a switch. So you use a switch to hit someone. You know
Oh.
what I mean?
See, I didn't pay in my head I heard flips a switch.
No, it's like she grabs a switch. So you're like, oh, get a
Okay.
switch, which could be
That's like
like
something you whip
a
someone
stick, a
with.
branch,
Yeah.
yeah, something. Um, so yeah, that's a hit switch. They go together. But he says it's like she grabs a switch. So like you were just saying, she like
Yeah.
berates him or something. It's not that she's actually
Yeah,
doing
like she
this.
goes from being like nice to being like F you or whatever.
And then to continue the imagery of what it's like, and turns me over her knee because my ass is whipped. So
Which kind of goes into like BDSM, maybe? Like maybe that's also what he's talking about.
so I look at it more of like, if you're putting over a knee and whipping
She's in
him with a
control.
switch, yes, but I look at more of like that's like a mother to a child. Do you know what I mean?
And also like Dom.
So I don't know if you actually do it over your knee though. You know what I
Yeah, I'm
mean?
sure they'll do however they want
I
to.
suppose. But yeah, it's possible. So yeah, the obviously because my ass is whipped, that's another double entendre, literally with the switch getting hit. And then if you're whipped, it's because she whips you into shape. You'll do anything for her. You're like all over the
Yeah, yeah,
place.
yeah. That too.
Yes. And then he says, and I got her back, but I'm spineless.
That's a good one.
So when she stabs me in mine, it's like I just can't feel the knife. And she pokes, jabs it, and slices.
As she.
As she pokes, jabs, and slices. Yeah. So he's saying, I got her back, but I'm spineless.
So he got her back, but he doesn't even have a back,
Yeah.
basically.
No, that's exactly what he's saying.
Because when you're spineless, like you don't stand up for yourself. You
It,
don't. It's literally like a dominatrix and like what is it called?
dominant,
Dominatrix?
submissive.
Submissive.
Yeah. So yeah, he'll do anything for her, but she doesn't stick up for him, and so the double spineless is
Well,
a
he
double
doesn't stick up for
entendre. But
himself.
that's what he's saying, because she doesn't have his back, he doesn't care. He's just gonna stay with her because
Yeah.
he doesn't have a
He just
spine.
lets her treat her like he lets her treat him like garbage.
Yeah, and then he says, and when she stabs me in mine, which obviously goes back to the back scheme, right? And it's like I can't feel the knife; she just pokes, so he can't even feel that she's fucking him
Well, it
over.
doesn't hurt him anymore.
Yeah, she pokes, jabs, and slices.
You know, if you get like poked enough, eventually you just go numb to it.
Yeah. It says 1 minute she'll build me up, the next she'll push me round. Probably why she calls me dumbbell. She lifts me up and then puts me down.
Interesting. That's really
It's
interesting.
very clever. It's simple, but it's very clever.
Yeah, so it just describes like a pretty toxic relationship. Like she's like, "Oh, you're amazing. I love you." And then it's just like, "Fuck you. You're an idiot." And then dumbbell, my dad would call my mom.
It's funny. So
God.
He says she'll build me up, which is the first double entendre of the scheme. So, she'll make him feel good, but like build, like bodybuilder. And then next she'll push me around. So like pushing, like
Mm.
push up, right? And then why she called me dumbbell. So double entendre, like physically the dumbbell, and then just a stupid
Picks me up
person.
and puts him
And
down.
then yeah, she lifts me up and then puts me down like you would with a dumbbell.
So she's just like all around, just really psychologically like just fucking with him.
Yes, but there is enough there. Like there's enough like, oh, I'm so sorry, I love you, I didn't mean
Well,
it. You know
yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
like the push and the pull. It's like
Yeah.
typical for like a sociopath
Yeah,
to do to
exactly.
someone when you're in a relationship with them.
Yeah, so like you were saying earlier in the song, it's not just the sex. It is that she is sometimes sweet to him, right? There she
Well, it's
makes
like
him feel
just
good.
enough
Yeah.
to feel comfortable, and then like, okay, now that that's over, I can torture you now.
Yeah. So then he continues, but I am under her thumb now. I must be under her spell. It's like looking right into a gun barrel, but none of these hoes can fuck with my girl. She got that. And then it goes into the chorus, which this is actually where we left off.
So it's like more of the same and saying that no one compares. I mean,
Yeah, she's got him under her thumb, under a spell, which he invokes, which we hear in the chorus. And he says it's like I'm looking into a gun barrel. So
yeah, like just I mean that describes what she does to him and how he feels too.
yeah. So like that's the bad. It's like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? Like she's gonna be the death of him. She's got him scared. She's got him. If you're robbing somebody, like, give me your wallet, like that type of thing. He's like, oh my God, I got to do whatever she
He's just
says.
constantly in fight or flight
And
being with her,
then he says, but none of these hoes can fuck with my girl.
which is saying essentially no one compares to her, which is actually probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Cause like, thank goodness there's no one like her.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna finish up the song here and break it down after.
These hoes can fuck with my girl. She got that.
Black magic, night walker. She haunts me like no other. Nobody told me love is payroll. Black magic, dark water surrounds me like no other. She's got my heart in chains.
We wake up, break up, make up like Maybelline. Now she's all made up like make-believe. Probably why she's so fake to me. But what the fuck's it gonna take for me to make her see? Strip her naked and take her keys. I've been planning this day for weeks, but I can't tell if I'm awake or asleep, or if this is actually happening. Sucker for pain, I'm stuck in this radioactive pattern. But her by her motherfucking hair's all I imagine dragging. She lunges, attacks, and scratches, but I ain't gonna stand for that shit. Like Cat for the national anthem. As I stab, I'm laughing. So much for witchcraft and magic. Abracadabra that, bitch. No turning back, I'm blacking. So I say farewell to the love of my life. I cut it, I slice, I give her one last hug goodbye. Wipe the blood off my butterfly knife. Watch her fucking die right in front of my eyes. But in hindsight, I think I just wanted to see what her insides look like as I pop another 5 bites. That's what this high's like. Look down, there's blood on my nights. Shovel at my side, blood on my mic. Now wake up to music to be murdered by like.
They made a reference to a song that I really like.
So what I really like about this is the song starts off, you get through the first verse, and you're like, okay, this is another bad relationship song with Eminem and Skylar Grey. And then the verse turns into more of a relapse era serial killer song, which is really cool because he literally just changes. So he had Framed on Revival 2017.
Yeah, like I said, he hasn't done one of those in a
So
while.
on side A, he had a little bit, but yeah, not like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like those. And I forgot to mention Skylar Grey's voice is amazing.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
It's always amazing.
So I actually look because I have the lyrics on my phone like I always do to make sure we're reading it right. So The Night Walker is a 1964 horror movie where the protagonist is plagued by nightmares of her dead husband. So
Okay.
that's specifically what the reference is with
That
in the
makes a lot
chorus,
more sense
Nightwalker.
than what I thought it meant.
But yeah, no, well, because Nightwalkers are like vampires,
I
like
think a
creatures that come out at night,
skinwalker. I'm
or
thinking
White
skinwalker.
Walkers from
White
Game of
Walkers.
Thrones,
Yeah.
Okay, so second and final verse. Eminem comes in. He says, "We wake up, break up, make up like Maybelline. Now she's all made up like make believe. Probably why she's so fake to me. But what the fuck's it gonna take for me to make her see?" It's a cool little play on the syllables there.
So wake up and break up kind of goes along with everything he's been talking about, how they're good one minute, not good the next.
Yeah, cycle.
Yeah, make up, break up to make up. And then like Maybelline, because Maybelline is the makeup brand.
Yes.
And then she's all made up, like make believe, saying she's got her makeup on. She's fake, which doesn't make you fake. And he says, probably why she's so fake to me.
So yeah, so now she's all made up, which goes with the makeup, right?
Like
But
she's
then
wearing makeup, but then also like she's all made up, like you guys are okay now.
exactly. And then it's make believe because they're not really.
Yeah, because makeup, that's not really what you look like. You're just wearing makeup.
And they're
So
not
it's
really
fake.
better because the cycle keeps happening, right?
Yeah.
Where they keep
Because
fighting.
it's just it's like makeup. It's you can wash it right off. It's not permanent. It's not
Exactly.
real.
And then that's why they said that's probably why she's so fake to me. So the fake, make believe, makeup, all that shit.
And then saying she's so fake to him, like also he sees her as being fake because she wears makeup, I guess, as well. Another interpretation.
A little bit. So it is double entendre that the
Little.
makeup, but the main part is that she's not what she
Yeah.
pretends to be, you know?
And then what's it gonna take for me to make her see?
Yeah.
Probably probably a lot.
A rhetorical question. So then I guess he starts to answer his own question here. He says, "Strip her naked and take her keys. I've been planning this day for weeks, but I can't tell if I'm awake or asleep."
So he's planning to strip her naked and take her keys, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been planning this for weeks. So,
You know what?
but he doesn't know if he's awake or sleeping.
So you know what's so interesting? I tell Jess now because I know what happens in the rest of the song. When he said I've been planning this day for weeks, it totally went over my head that he's referring to I've been planning on killing her for weeks.
Yeah.
I, for some reason, made this up because it's not anywhere in the song that he planned a day with her, like a date or something, and she ruined it. And now
No.
that's why he's going to kill her. I like just totally made that up in my head.
So I don't necessarily get killing out of this, but I get like he's about to fuck with her now, and he's been planning what he's gonna do.
Well,
Because he says strip her naked and take her keys. That doesn't mean he's gonna kill her.
well, he does kill her
No, I
in the next
know. I
line.
know that.
Do you know what I mean?
But once you get up to here, if you haven't heard the rest of the song, you're like, oh, he's gonna fuck with her now. And then you're like, oh, he's gonna kill her now.
Yeah, so it's premeditated murder, but I for some reason just I didn't interpret that specific line that way. And then so yes, he says, but I can't tell if I'm awake or asleep. So it's interesting. He's kind of in this daze. Is this reality? Am I really doing this? Is this really going on right now?
Yeah.
Then he says, but if this is actually happening, sucker for pain.
I love that song.
I'm stuck in this radioactive pattern. But her by her motherfucking hairs, all I imagine dragon.
So Imagine Dragons, they do the song Sucker for Pain, which is a really good song. And actually, if you don't know it, you should listen to it because it kind of goes along with the meaning of this song. And then Radioactive is the name of one of their albums.
I thought it
Or
was
it's
a
a
song.
song.
Yeah, it's a
It
song.
might,
Let's say
I don't know Imagine Dragons all that well. It's either a song or it
Radioactive
is
was
a
their
song
first hit.
and an album.
Radioactive was their first hit.
Okay, so it's just a song.
So yeah, so he can't tell if he's awake or asleep. He doesn't know what's happening, right? And then he says sucker for pain. So he's referring to the relationship, but like you already pointed out, he invokes the Imagine Dragons song for the first time, and then stuck in
Which
this.
has a similar meaning to like the vibe of the song.
Yeah, and then this radioactive pattern. So again, double entendre, the Imagine Dragon song reference, but also the relationship's radioactive. It's toxic. And then by her motherfucking hair is all I imagine dragon.
So like dragging her by her hair.
And
But then also Imagine Dragons.
I guess Eminem, I didn't notice that. I guess Eminem says dragon as an ad lib, doing that thing where he's explaining it. It's very funny.
Don't explain.
I know. So,
But in his defense, if you don't know
a lot of people don't pick up on
those songs, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah. So then it continues. He says, she lunges, attacks, and scratches, but I ain't gonna stand for that shit. Like Cap for the national anthem. As I stab, I'm laughing. So much for witchcraft and magic. Abracadabra that bitch. No turning back, I'm blacking.
So they're fighting. So he's already starting his plan. She's, attacking back. She's not going to do anything for it. He references Kaepernick.
Standing for the
He's
national anthem.
stabbing her
Yes.
and basically saying like sh- that she did witchcraft and black magic and things like that. Like obviously she's not really a witch.
Well, he broke her spell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's finally lashing out and not letting her
Yeah.
walk all over him. He's in the worst way.
Stabbing her.
Yeah, he's killing her because
And
he's
he said he's
finally.
blacking out.
Yeah, so then abracadabra, which ties into the witchcraft and magic, right? Abracadabra that bitch. Like, this is funny. It
Fear wand.
says no turning back, I'm blackened. So yes, he's blacking out. There's nothing else he could do about this.
Rage blackouts.
Yes. And he says, as I say farewell to the love of my life, I cut and I slice. I give her one last hug goodbye. Wipe the blood off my butterfly knife.
So yeah, that's the love of my life.
Yeah, that's
I don't
very
think
interesting.
so.
Yeah, so it could be crime
No,
of passion.
yeah, well, obviously,
Yeah.
but
Well, actually, well, it was premeditated, so I guess that
it's
can't
still
be a crime of passion.
passion
No, if it's in
because
the
he
in
loves.
the in
He
the
claims he loves
in
her.
the legal context, it's not because it was premeditated. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, it's still he still has passion, but yeah, it wasn't like a heat of the moment thing. Apparently, based on that
no,
line that
because
he
I mean,
planned
they
it.
would literally just say simply like, "You could have left her."
Yeah, exactly. And then yeah, he gives her a hug goodbye and then wipes the blood off his butterfly knife.
So specific. Butterfly
Yeah,
knives
that's
are
cool.
cool.
And then he says, "Watch her fucking die right in front of my eyes." But in hindsight, think I just wanted to see what her insides look like as I pop another 5 Vikes.
So he's like, "Yeah, bitch, take that for all you fucking put me through." And then he's like, "But really, I'm not sure if I'm killing her because of that or because I just wanted to see
Yeah, he's having this
look like."
realization like, oh, maybe I. So he's a serial killer,
It's such a
apparently.
Patrick Bateman statement.
Yeah, and
Where he's
then
like, "I just want to know what her head will be like on a spike."
which is this common theme that we've got with Eminem ever since Relapse, where he does this serial killer thing and he ties it in with his drug addiction, where when he's on drugs, he's become a monster and he identifies with the serial killers and he sees the way he acts within his addiction as similar to like an obsessive psychopath who's obsessed with killing, like that whole thing. He's
Yeah,
It's a very common theme since Relapse with his music.
good theme.
Then he
Enjoy.
says, that's what this high's like. Look down. There's mud on my Nikes. Shovel at my side. Blood on my mic. Now wake up to music to be murdered by. Like, and
So,
then it's just the screaming and
so
stuff.
he's basically saying, um, he's high, doesn't remember what happened, and he's got mud on his Nike, so he obviously buried her. He's got the shovel, then blood on his mic. So then waking up to music to be murdered by. So is he like at the recording studio right now?
So yeah, it's interesting. So he says earlier he doesn't know if he's awake or asleep, right? And then we find out now that he's waking up to music to be murdered by. So is it he was physically, literally asleep, or is he waking up not physically? Do you know what I
Like
mean? True, yeah,
coming to a little bit.
becoming normal
Well, Alfred Hitchcock in the intro did say this is music to
to
shovel.
be buried by.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But also like while you're shoveling
Yes,
and
so you won't
burying
hear
someone,
it. Yes.
which is being buried, which is music to be buried by. I don't know why I'm explaining that. But that's literally what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's waking up to music to be murdered by because it's that album Alfred Hitchcock said it was made to bury people with, and that's exactly what he was doing.
Yes. So yeah, the blood on my mic is so the common theme of he's killing the mic, right? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he it could have this double entendre with this storyline of because he killed her. So yeah, it's a little cryptic there of whether he's coming to, meaning he's out of his stupor, like in 3 a.m. He's like, wake up naked at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like that whole thing. So he
Yeah.
could be like physically waking up from a dream. So that was all a dream, or he's just coming to and sobering up or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we just hear sounds, the shoveling,
And
screaming,
then
all
like,
that.
yeah, all that.
Mhm. Okay. Black Magic.
So I really like that. It's really good. Definitely heard it maybe once before, so it's kind of like listening to it again for the first time. But it's really good, and I like the ending there
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like the tie-in with Sucker for Paint because I really like that song, and it definitely has a similar vibe to this one.
For sure.
His one-liners or double entendres, whatever, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the shoe scheme. That was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really good, and he should keep doing more like this. I
Yeah.
like that.
No, I agree. I said before, my favorite aspect of the song is that it starts off like another, just damaged relationship, toxic, but with him and Skylar Grey on the track, and then
Yeah.
it turns into the serial killer, which is really cool. He switches
Yeah,
it
because
up.
he's like, maybe I just wanted to kill her,
Yeah, it's
which is
awesome.
fine.
Yeah.
It's always okay. But yeah, so really good.
Yes.
And definitely check out Carnivore Snacks, SeatGeek. Follow us on follow us on social media channels, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you. Bye.
Bye.